YouTube, Rumble, Twitter. As you can see, my hair is atrocious. I need a haircut desperately, so I'm going to be wearing a hat today. There, now you can't see all my imperfections. You guys, first off, I want to apologize that I haven't made a video in a couple of days. I've been kind of in my own head and kind of in my own way, but I'm feeling pretty saucy now, so let's get into it. Guys, I've been talking about social contagions on this channel basically since the inception of Wine and Commentary. That's the playlist we're on right now. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, there were cliques everywhere. And these cliques comprise of basically everything. You had your goths, you had your emos, you had your jocks, you had your stoners, you had all kinds of little subgroups, right? The group I kind of hung out with was basically all the stoners. And I pretty much had a friend or two in basically every little group. That's kind of what you did as a stoner. You're just looking for the people to smoke with. I do not smoke weed now, by the way. Not that I care if you do, but because of social reasons or like wealth, you kind of fell into a group by default. But some of the groups like the punks and the stoners basically had rich and poor kids. But as you grew up, you kind of grew out of these things. At least I hope so. Otherwise, you basically become narcissistic and kind of crazy like these non-binary people. Imagine being that person that changes their pronouns from she, her to ze, them to he, him to they, them. And a lot of these people seemingly do it on a regular basis. I'm sure you guys have seen the TikToks. I'm sure you guys have seen the tweets.
Hi, my name's Jasper. I use they pronouns.
Hi, my name is Liana. I use they demon pronouns.
This video is how to use our pronouns.
But in my opinion, guys, this is complete and utter narcissism. Borderline sociopathic. Imagine being so full of yourself that you want to just pretend like reality doesn't exist and you just want to change your pronouns whenever the hell you want to because of how you're feeling that day. And I've seen plenty of it, so it's really not that far-fetched. When I was younger and people wanted me to call them a certain pronoun, let's say they're actually transgender and they were a female biologically, but they wanted to be associated with males, I kind of bent to it because I didn't want to be an asshole. I just didn't want to be a prick and I just didn't want to piss people off. It was really that simple. But with the state of where this non-binary thing is now, I want nothing to do with it. If you're biologically a female, I'm going to call you female, unless somehow you are super convincing. And I've seen a few people that are very convincing, but that's just me assuming, and I'm gonna do that sometimes. And it's not me trying to be an asshole, I'm just trying to call it as I see it. And just because you cut your hair short and start wearing men's clothes, it doesn't make you a dude. No matter how bad you want to be, you're still a woman. Look at that, I just saved you like an hour and a half of watching Matt Walsh's freaking documentary. Sidebar though, please watch that documentary. It is amazing. I did do a small review on that movie if you want to check it out, because that movie is incredible. I do believe it's still on Twitter. All right, let's jump into the headline of this, you guys. Demi Lovato opens up about using she, her pronouns again. I just got tired. So it's not even about how you feel, Demi. It's about you being tired of having to explain that you're not a they, them anymore.
Just because I may present more femme doesn't mean that I'm any less they, them.
Because you got exhausted on having to explain to all your friends that this is what I identify now. Can you imagine how exhausting it would be to be Demi Lovato's friend? I better check Demi Lovato's Twitter to see what she identifies as today before I hang out with her. Do you guys not see the freaking narcissism? What value are your pronouns if you can just actively change them whenever you're feeling a little different that day? What value does that bring? So you're gonna be a biological man and show up to a hospital because you're having stomach issues? That they might take you seriously when you say you're a woman? They're immediately gonna think there's some kind of womanly issue going on with you. But if you're a biological man and you're sitting there trying to tell them you're a woman, do you not see the potential issues that'll happen here? By the way, did I say the word narcissism? I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check. But anyways, you guys, in this article, it is a bit long-winded, so I will leave a link to it in the description down below. But I just want to read this one section. In May of 2021, Lovato came out as non-binary. During the pilot episode of her podcast, 4D, she said that at the time she would officially be changing her pronouns to they, them because they felt most authentic and true to the cool for the summer artists. About a year later, Lovato announced in an episode of Sprout Podcast that she had begun to use she, her pronouns again as well because she had been feeling more feminine. Lovato chose to use she, her pronouns for the GQ interview. The Disney Channel album also spoke with GQ about certain limitations placed on non-binary people in society, such as gendered bathrooms or government paperwork. That doesn't include gender-neutral identifiers. Now, I already covered what the issue with having non-binary things going on in a hospital setting. Let's assume government setting. Do you guys not see the problem here? Can you honestly say to yourself that a biological man who identifies as a woman should be put into a woman's prison? Let's just say, for instance, a man who identifies as a woman sexually assaults or does something terrible to a biological woman. Do you think they should be going to a woman's prison, knowing what they did to get there in the first place? Do you guys not see the potential snowball effect that can happen here? Catering to this narcissistic, sociopathic way is just going to lead us to a bunch of complications that are 100% unnecessary and avoidable.
On all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
from what I've seen when people use these things is doing one of two things. They're either chasing clout or they're actually mentally ill. Those are the only two options. Mr. Miss Mulvaney will probably be in that category. All I'm saying, you guys, if somebody puts she, her in their profile, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever else, just ignore them, just avoid them. They're not worth your sanity. Do you really expect to keep up with this? Do you really want to try that? Because God knows I don't. But that's really all I have to say about today's topic, you guys. But I do want to ask the question, what clique did you guys run with? Were you a stoner? Were you a jock? Were you a prep? Were you a punk? Like I said in the beginning, I was basically just a stoner kid. A very poor stoner kid who can only afford the cheapest of weed. But of course, leave any other comment in the comment section down below. I really love reading what you guys have to say. But of course, do not forget to hit the like button or the dislike button. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. As always, I really appreciate your guys' time, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.